My name is Noor, and this is the confession I never thought I would share with anyone. I was born in the small village of Nurubad, in a mud house where every crack in the wall carried the weight of poverty. My mother, Fatima Biwi, has been bedridden for years, her once warm smile replaced by pain and weakness. My father passed away when I was a child, leaving us with nothing but debts and a leaking roof. We were poor, so poor that many nights we went to bed hungry. Yet, I never complained. Every morning, before the sun rose and before the call to prayer echoed, I would spread my old prayer mat, place my forehead on the ground, and beg Allah for just two things: health for my mother and a dignified way to survive. But life in the village was cruel. People whispered. Some men offered me money for companionship. Others tried to lure me into marriage, as if I had no choice. Every time, I told them the same words. What my Lord has written for me is better. I will not sell my patience. One day, an old woman came to me with a strange offer. She told me about Shamsi Habali, a grand mansion on the edge of the forest. Its owners lived in the city now, but they needed someone to clean and look after the place. The pay is good, she said, but no one stays there for long. The walls remember the screams of the past. Her words made my heart tremble. Everyone in Nurubad knew the stories of Shamsi Havali. They said it was cursed. A century ago, the daughter of the landlord Jelka Shamsi hanged herself in that mansion, her face twisted with hatred even in death. Servants went missing. Whispers filled the halls, and villagers claimed the cries of a woman could still be heard at night. Some swore they had seen a shadow in white wandering the windows. But when I thought of my mother lying helpless, I made my decision. Even if 1,000 jinn lived there, my Lord was greater. With nothing but 2 rotis in my bag and a small Quran in my hand, I walked toward Shamsi Havali. The mansion stood tall and broken, marble walls cracked, vines crawling over windows. Its once golden gates rusted. As I stepped inside, a strange chill spread through me, but I whispered softly, Rabini, Maglubun, Fantasirmai. Lord, I am overpowered, so help me. At first, the work was normal dusting, sweeping, repairing small things. But soon, strange things began to happen. When I cried one night, worried about buying medicine for my mother, the wardrobe creaked open on its own. A bag of gold coins fell to the floor. My heart froze. This was no human act. That night, in my dream, a voice spoke. This is for you. No. Say yes, and your mother will never suffer again. I woke up trembling. Tears rolled down my cheeks as I fell into prostration. Oh Allah, I do not need the favor of a jinn. Your support is enough. The next day, the mansion changed. Fragrant air filled the rooms. Silken sheets appeared on my bed. Roses decorated the tables. Even my mother's medicines arrived by themselves. My hands shook as I threw them all out. I recited Surah Baqarah and shouted into the emptiness. I belong only to Allah. Leave me. That was the first time he revealed himself. Not to my eyes, but to my soul. His name was Camel, a jinn who had once been devout, destined for paradise. But centuries ago, he had fallen in love with a human girl. When she married another, his love turned into complaint against Allah. That complaint turned into obsession, and obsession into his curse. Camel had wandered Shamsi Havali ever since, trapped between love and torment. When I entered the mansion, my prayers pierced through his loneliness. He watched me in silence when I swept, when I prayed, when I cried for my mother. For him, I was not just a girl. I was the answer to centuries of emptiness. But his love was not pure. He wanted to give me wealth, comfort, even my mother's healing, but only in exchange for my soul. When I rejected him again and again, his calm obsession turned into something darker. Doors slammed, shadows followed me, whispers filled the night. I began to feel his presence, standing just behind me, breathing into my ear. One night, as I shivered in fear, an old man appeared at the mansion gates. It was Haji Ibrahim, a respected elder from the village. Daughter, he said, Your soul called me here. You are not fighting alone. He recited verses from the Quran in every room, gave me a bottle of water he had blessed, and told me, whenever you hear whispers, seek refuge in Allah. Recite Surah Falaq and Surah Nas. Remember those who trust Allah. Find Allah sufficient. That night, for the first time, I felt strength. But Camel grew restless. His voice thundered in the dark. I loved you beyond the laws of the unseen, and you rejected me. Why? No. Why is your Lord enough? But I am not. With trembling lips, I whispered into the darkness. Because my Lord created love, and you forgot him when you sought it. From that day, the battle inside Shamsi heavily grew. On one side, Camel's obsession burned. On the other, my prayers and my mother's tears shielded me. My mother, lying on her sickbed, would beg Allah every night, if my life is needed for my daughter's protection, take me, but save her honor. It was her prayer, I believe, that finally broke the walls of that cursed mansion. One night, I saw a white light piercing the darkness of the halls. Camel screamed, his voice echoing like thunder, but the light grew stronger until the mansion shook. I fainted on the floor. When I woke, everything was still. The fragrance of roses was gone. The shadows had lifted. Shamsi Haveli was just a broken old building again. My mother passed away a week later, but I knew, deep in my heart, that Allah had accepted her final prayer for me. This is my confession. I was tempted with gold, comfort, even love from a being beyond this world. But I chose faith. And if my story reaches even one person who is struggling, I want them to know this. Wealth fades, beauty fades, even love fades, but faith, it protects you when nothing else can.